Hi, I'm Bob Cortes, and I'm your candidate running for State House District 30. I'm humbled and honored to earn your vote. So running for office is about being part of public service. In my case, I decided to run for office because of what I called was a burning issue. And my burning issue was back in 2009, running a small business and the economy starting to go bad. I had to do something about it. I could not just let government try to interfere with the way we ran our business. So instead of complaining about it, I actually decided to roll up my sleeves and run for office. And in my first time ever running for office, I was able to win an election to run for the City of Longwood Commission. You know, after losing the election in 18, one thing that happened was we went from public life into private life and doing things that we were accustomed to doing back when we were not running for election. One of the things was we didn't have an election to have to go out and do a fundraise or public events that we had to do or phone calls from constituents saying, hey, I need your help. Although ironically, even though after I lost the election, still almost a year after, I still were getting phone calls from constituents asking for help. And even during COVID, I would get calls from people asking for help on unemployment issues. And I did not turn them away. Because the public servant in me, I still addressed them. I still helped them in any which way, shape, or form I could. Because I still had the contacts on how to do it, and I did it because it was the right thing to do. My wife and I, obviously, we were enjoying our private life. We were enjoying our children, our grandchildren, and traveling, and doing all the things that somebody in private life with their family enjoys doing. And another thing that happened after the election is, my parents. So I have my elderly parents, mom and dad. Dad turned 80 years old, and they lived by themselves in a home in Altamont, but the home became too big for them and too onerous. We brought them in and moved them in with us here now on the compound, and now they live with us here. I take care of them. I'm able to take them to doctor's appointments and handle everything because Dad even stopped driving after last year. So many things happened after the 18 election that brought us to handle things the way somebody in private life does it. And one of the good things that happened from losing the election was that I was able to be here to do those things, to travel, to take care of my parents and do all the things that normally I would have not been able to do or would have been difficult to do because of part of being in the public service. I'm a person that's very handy with my hands. I've been blessed to be able to do things, watch it once, maybe on YouTube, and get things done, whether it's carpentry around the house, or one of my favorite things is hobbies with classic cars. I have been a car guy for many, many years. I was the founder of the Longwood Car Show when I was a Longwood City Commissioner, and part of the founding of the Longwood Car Show had to do with my passion for cars. My dad, who has always loved cars, he's been a Chevy guy since I was a kid, he always used to buy Chevy Impalas, and that's what he could afford. But he always wanted to buy a Monte Carlo. Growing up, the Monte Carlo was a higher end car he could not afford, having a job and 3 kids growing up in New York. So he always told me the story that he would have loved to have a Monte Carlo. And one day I found a Monte Carlo and I brought Dad. I said, hey, Dad, here's the Monte Carlo you wanted. How about you and I restore this as a father-son project? And we did. Back in 2007, we started this project on a 1971 Monte Carlo, and we restored it together from the ground up. It took us 18 months. The look on his face coming every day to polish the chrome and do everything, and me working on whether the body work or the interior with a friend of mine, it was classic. To the point when we finished the car in May of 2008, we went on our first car show, and he took first prize on his car. I still have that car today. It's one of my pride and joys, and I hope to have that car and pass it on to my children when I'm no longer here. I look forward to going to Japan to visit my daughter and my grandkids who are stationed there. I've never traveled that side of the world and looking forward to it. So in all, I'm just a regular guy living in a nice, regular community, nice community that I was able and blessed to bring my children up in the public school system and be part of this community and give back some of the things that this community has given us growing up. And part of being a family man is having the right person by your side. And that right person who unequivocally has been with me in the ups and the downs, in the celebrations and victories and in the heartbreaks, has and always will be my wife, Virginia. Without her, I would not be here today. Without her, I would not be willing to serve the community that we do. Without her, I would not have been able to be a great father to my children, grandkids, to my grandfather, to my grandkids. It's without her, it's definitely, there would not be a Bob Cortes. When I lost the election, the one that held me, the one that talked to me, the one that helped and guide me through, I would say, one of my darkest hours was her. And she has been my rock, my support. And even though it's ironic that when I told her that I was considering about running again, in her heart, she didn't want me to. The right thing to do was, in her, she gave me the full blessing. She wrote a note to me that really made the decision. I still carry that note as encouragement. She wrote that the people in Central Florida, House District 30, and in the state of Florida still need a Bob Cortes. And although she had to share me with the community, she was willing to do that because we still have a lot of good things to do. And she's an amazing woman. And I got to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad that she picked me as a husband, and now we're 36 years and going. I hope to continue a long, fruitful life with her and see our grandchildren grow.